we had a really fun year last year and a great group of guys, and most of them are back. And I think when we got back in the fall, I was interested to see what type of attitude we had. Would we be a little bit bitter and hungry with the way that things ended last year, or would we be pretty excited about how things went as a whole last year? And I can say that our guys are hungry. They are interested in overachieving, if you will, as opposed to, bowing out earlier than we had hoped. So that's carried over every day in practice. I'm excited for how these guys have worked and how seriously they take it and what they're doing, on a daily basis. It's hard practicing baseball indoors, and I give our guys a lot of credit because it can get stale very quickly. And we've only been outside a couple of days, and the weather's not looking great for the next couple of weeks here. But I think we're going to be ready to play. I really do. Our guys have been focused and energetic indoors every day, and I think we're going to be ready. I'm excited with how they're working and how they're approaching things. We feel pretty good about our catchers. I mean, obviously having Jack back is a huge way to start. He's a great player. He's one of our leaders. This is his sixth year in the program, which is remarkable. But Jack's a great player, one of the best players in the country, and one of the best leaders as well. And behind him, we have some guys who will be playing for a lot of teams. So Sean Donahue, who's a junior, is a fantastic player, maybe the best athlete on the team, which is saying something. And Carson Walker, right behind him, is a guy who's going to see at bats and see time behind the plate. So we feel really good about our catching group. The infield's a really strong group. They're going to carry us in a lot of ways. We have Zach Carinci back and healthy at third base, and Nate Arterburn after a really fantastic freshman year. I think Nate performed better than anybody would have expected. And honestly, I think he's maybe the most improved guy on the team coming out of last year. So we expect big things from him. And Josiah Harris at second base and Franco Alonso, guys who are experienced and know what they're doing over there and can really perform. And then obviously with Dane at first, he's a fantastic player. Tyler Stilson's obviously going to be working his way in somewhere. He had a huge role for us last year, and again, his bat is something that we really value, and it's going to be out there quite a bit. We've got a lot of young guys too, who not just provide depth, but are going to be able to come in and fit seamlessly when somebody needs a day off or they're getting pressed, because it's a competitive environment here. We don't just have the same starter all year. You have to earn your spot every day. So we're excited about this group in the infield. I know we're going to catch it, and I think we're going to hit. So it should be a pretty good group. We've got some experience out there for sure. I mean, with Nick Harms, Logan Andreyko, those two guys in center field, right field. Matt Trout going to get a lot of time in center field. And, guys like Jay Smith and Franco Alonso is going to be out there, and some young guys too. We don't expect a lot of balls to be hitting the grass out there, quite honestly, but I think offensively that group's really going to shine as well. So it's an experienced group, just like everywhere else that we've got on the field this year, and guys that do things the right way and are really going to push the envelope for us. We're excited about this group. They are maybe the hardest working guys on the team. These guys have really pushed themselves with, Quinn and Kyle and Archer, and I think Charlie Griffith. I think those four guys are probably in line to start some of our first games here. Jackson Brewer, Eric Hallgrove, and a couple guys who are preparing to start or pitch a little bit more length. Listen, Quinn's a super talented kid, as talented as they come. And Kyle, I don't know that anyone's been through more and worked harder for this team than Kyle has. And with what he's been doing so far this spring, I'm really excited for him. I know how much it means to him. I know what he's been through. And that kid has worked his tail off at a level that I've not really seen before, to not just be healthy, but to be the best version of himself. And I'm excited for him. I'm excited for us because of him. Archer, same thing. I mean, Archer is a super tough, super strong kid, and he really started to show last year what he was made of. He had a great start for us in regionals and had some other really terrific performances against good teams. So we're fired up about those three guys for sure, and think the young kid Charlie Griffith can help us quite a bit, in the same role. So we're excited about the starting pitching staff. I think, with the depth that we have behind them, which is not something I'm necessarily used to saying, we don't have to lean on these guys to get 7 innings every game for us to win. We think that we have some depth coming out of the bullpen to support these guys, and we can kind of just lean on these guys to be the very best that they can for 4, 5, 6 innings, whatever it is, and then get them out with a lead. Coach GRU has done an incredible job. We've got a lot of pitchers on this team, and usually you have tiers. And we do have some guys that are better than others, but I don't know that we have a bad arm in the group. There isn't a single pitcher on our team that I'm uncomfortable putting into a game right now. And that's really saying something. And it says a lot about not just the talent that we've brought in, but how hard those guys have worked, what Coach Grew has done developing them. We're really excited about this group. I think, with obviously Jack Anderson's going to be at the back end and one of those guys. But if Jack never pitches this year, we're still going to have a great bullpen. Guys like Austin McGowan and Zach Barnes are really leading that group. Jackson Brewer, again, is a guy that we can count on. And there's a whole host of guys that we think are really going to be good for us out of the bullpen. I could name every single one of them. Like I said, I think every guy in our bullpen is going to have a big moment for us or more this year. It's a talented group, and those guys are going to earn some big innings for us. Our league's really powerful. It's really, really strong. The teams are all very good. The competition's going to be fierce, and I think it's really good to be able to earn your way in with a path that you know and you can plan for, and go that route, as opposed to we've had years in the past where we've lost a game early and everybody's figuring it's the end of the season. And obviously, it doesn't work like that, but it can be difficult when you're at the behest of a committee late in the year. And this is just a much preferable way to make the tournament and compete and go through a season. When you think about this from a coaching perspective, health is the most important thing. Are we staying healthy? I think obviously not everybody's going to be healthy the entire year, and we have some depth. Hopefully we're insulated from some of that, but certainly health is a big part. I think, last year, towards the end of the year, we weren't healthy. Jack had a broken thumb and we had to shuffle and do some things, and that really hurt us. So health is certainly a big thing. But besides that, the biggest thing for us is, are we able to stay in a place where the most important thing that happens is team success, right? We have a lot of older, accomplished players and guys who, know that this may be their last year playing baseball. Are they able to do everything that the team needs, as opposed to what may be in their best interest if those two things conflict? Are guys that aren't playing as much having positive attitude, still pushing the guys that are playing more? Are they ready when they get their opportunity? These are things we're challenging our guys with. They are very difficult. They're hard to do, but they're also incredibly rewarding when you talk about being on a college baseball team. I'm confident that we can do it and that we have the right people here who know what they've signed up for and know what they're going to be doing on a daily basis. But that, to me, is the biggest thing. If we're winning a championship, we're going to look back and we're going to see that it was an effort that every single guy contributed to.